Hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to break down the 10 signs that you may be a light worker. So if you've suspected it, then stay tuned for this video, and thanks for watching. We'll be right back. Alright, in this video, if you've suspected that you may be a light worker, I'm going to go through 10 of the signs that I have found, but please be advised, this is not an all-exhaustive list, and it doesn't mean you are not a light worker if maybe you don't have all of these. This is just one of my experiences in this reality of what I think a light worker is in terms of signs. So there may be more signs. And certainly if you're watching this video and you really care about the world being in a better place, you probably are a light worker already. Alright, so what is a light worker? This is a definition a lot of people talk about, and I've seen people post, well, a light worker is a healer, and then someone will say, well, people don't need healing, we're all love and light and we're all divine, and you get into all of these tangential arguments and ideas. But really, at the third dimensional level, which is where we are right now, but we can exist at all dimensions, a light worker in my mind and heart is somebody who is here to bring higher vibration to the world, and they have a desire to do so. You might be here born to bring higher vibration into the world, but for whatever reason you're not doing it. Well, then you're probably not a light worker. You were born to do it, and also you have a desire to do it. And in that desire, there's certain things that come about in your day-to-day experience that are signs you are a light worker. Like number one, you really don't mind being alone and contemplating. You actually get recharged from spending time alone. And this is really because you get a lot of your wisdom, insight, your connection to higher wisdom, and how you're going to bring that into the world when you are alone. That is sort of like the clearest gateway sometimes to your own divine guidance. And because you're a light worker, connecting to that refreshes you, recharges you, makes you feel really good. You really also have a strong desire to help others, to make their life better. This is not just limited to humans. It could be animals, plants, pets, anything on this planet you want to make better. You care about the environment, you care about the mineral kingdoms, the crystal kingdoms, all of it. You have this deep need and knowing. The third thing is you don't like suffering. You don't like to see plants suffer, animals suffer, insects suffer. I stopped fishing years ago. When I was a kid, I used to like to fish, and I couldn't stand hooking fish. I don't kill bugs. I take them outside. Even when people say squash it, I'm like, no, it's alive. Look at the amazing energy and vibration coming through this creature that Spirit and Source made. Like, why would I squash that divine light? It's like, let it live. Just maybe not in my house. That's fine. You also may feel different, and this is number 4. You may feel different, like you just don't fit in. And maybe you felt that way for many years since you were a kid. You didn't really want to do the things that everyone else was doing. I vividly remember when everybody was playing soccer, I was kind of off on the side, like looking at flowers and watching bugs and kind of just contemplating the universe. So you may have always felt like you just had a different vibe, or you felt weird, and that's okay. Number 5, you may have had trauma in your young life, or maybe in your middle or adult life, where it wasn't perfect. It wasn't always idyllic. You didn't have like everything just absolutely perfect. You had some deep trauma that you didn't understand, and you probably couldn't really process it because to you it made no sense. It wasn't what you came to know in the higher dimension, so it might have been very hard for you to understand. You also may be, and this is number 6, more spiritual than religious. There's a lot of us here that, we value the principles in religion and treating people well, but we don't necessarily want to be boxed in by one dogmatic system that says if we don't do this, then we're going to have this eternal fate, or we have to believe in and perform a certain ritual. We want to know why. Well, what is that? What's the deeper truth behind that? Who wrote that book? Why is that book in existence? Where's all the other parts of that book? Like, for example, in the Bible, the book of Enoch was taken out. Why? Enoch actually talks about things like reincarnation. The book of Enoch actually talks about giants coming in from Earth, from other galaxies, and actually being on Earth, ruling certain people. What? Why is the book of Enoch not part of the Bible anymore? Well, this is one of the questions that a light worker might begin to look into. So look into it and post your comments down below. You may also find that if you're around people a lot and you don't spiritually guard and protect your energy or cleanse it, you can take on other people's energy. And that's something that you don't necessarily feel comfortable doing all the time because you are intuitive. It's very easy to plug into somebody else's frequency. You may also find that number 8, you're drawn to ancient wisdom and knowledge. You know, you're not just like going to be limited to coming home and watching TV and watching your favorite show. You certainly may have that, but you may also find that you have this desire at different times in your life to go deep into forbidden wisdom or, you know, special videos and information and documentaries on ancient societies and wisdom. And the more deeper you go, you start to feel alive. You start to feel invigorated. You tingle. Hours can go by and you can just go deeper and deeper listening to interviews and podcasts and all sorts of things. So you are drawn to that ancient and higher esoteric wisdom and knowledge, I believe, because a part of you already knew all of that stuff. Number 9, this is a big one. It kind of fits in with the religion aspect, but you really shy away from paradigms. And this could also be like political paradigms and societal paradigms and all sort of things that try to ham us into a box of behavior. You're actually like much more comfortable being out of the box. You don't want to believe that everybody who does one thing has to be a certain way. You have no prejudices. You want to see each person as their own source light. You don't even notice, you know, what people, where they come from, what they look like, you know, what they believe. You just notice the being. And that's when you're most alive and happy. And you can't understand why so many of the problems don't get solved on this planet. And that's number 10. You question why. Why don't we have free energy? Why don't we have, you know, anti-gravity propulsion devices? Why don't we have these cures to diseases and things coming forward? Why is it so hard for truth to come forward and us to really awaken to our truth? You can't stand the suffering anymore and you want to see transformation on this planet, and you are ready. If you have any one of those, or maybe you have others, then I believe you are here as a light worker. So let me know down below if you have others or what you thought of these or how many of them you actually have. I have all 10 and many of you will have more or less. It doesn't mean you're not a light worker. It just is part of the path. So let me know what you think. And if you enjoyed this video, you can click the link down below. I've put a special MP3 together that will help you to raise your energy in 57 seconds. And as a light worker, this is going to help you align when you start to feel off during the day or you start to feel like you're taking on other people's energy and stuff. This is going to help you really align to your truth and feel in peace and harmony no matter what's going on around you. Much love and thanks for watching this video. I know if you're watching this, you are a light worker, and thank you for your service and love.